Okay, 3 episodes, not enough. I want more. I want it now.
I want it. Give me it. Give me it. Come on, give me it.
What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. The Wheel of Time has officially premiered on Amazon Prime. The first 3 episodes are here, so we're going to talk about them. I need you guys down below to let me know. Is this show good so far, and are you familiar with the source material? Also, right off the bat, while I have heard numerous things about The Wheel of Time, lots of people raving about it, never read the book, not familiar at all with the source material, so this is all new to me. I have no clue where it goes. Don't tell me, please. And speaking of that source material, one of the most popular and enduring fantasy series of all time, with more than 90 million books sold, set in a sprawling, epic world where magic exists and only certain women are allowed to access it. The story follows Rosamund Pike's character, who is a member of an incredibly powerful all-female organization, and we join her on a quest as she embarks on a dangerous, world-spanning journey with 5 young men and women, one of whom is prophesied to be the Dragon Reborn, who will either save or destroy humanity. Rock solid supporting cast here, and I mostly focused on those on this journey, with the character of Moraine played effortlessly by Rosamund Pike. We have to believe that she is capable of all of these things when she is engaged in this epic battle in episode 1, essentially trying her best. Well, her and Lan, it's essentially like 2 versus 25 at the beginning. They are these BA warriors that swoop in, somewhat save the day, but to get these creatures away from the town and all of the loved ones of our core characters, they have to go on the run, because they are going to follow whomever is essentially the chosen one, aka the one prophesied to be the Dragon Reborn. Is he or she good or evil? I could talk in that voice all day. Kind of sounds like Gandalf. Bilbo Baggins. And I'm going to use that Lord of the Rings reference to kind of transition into the feel of this show, what it's trying to accomplish, and the fact that it's based off of source material that is so beloved by so many people. I can't tell you how many requests I've had to talk about this series, and that's what we're going to do, at least the first 3 episodes, and kind of make those comparisons to a Game of Thrones, to a Lord of the Rings. You're going to see every single review talk about that, and I have seen some, I've not read a full review yet, but just some brief thoughts on Twitter where people are really comparing it to Game of Thrones and saying, it's a knockoff, it's not as good, it's Game of Thrones light. But we watched Game of Thrones in the first season, at least myself, and I'm not as hooked as I am 3 to 4 seasons in, so we can't make that comparison just yet. We have a long way to go in establishing lore, building characters, kind of capitalizing on all of these journeys, multiple plot threads interweaving here. You have Pike's character in the first episode. She's struggling to put her finger on who the chosen one is. So she finds 4 individuals, 4 that she believes are capable, or at least that's the reason they're kind of given as we embark on this epic quest, a quest that has a lot of people scratching their heads as they're going. They're saying to themselves, okay, is she dragging us into this situation for our own good? Has she already picked out who she believes the chosen one is? Are we just in this to assist her and then she'll cast us aside? And when I say cast, she has a large set of powers that we learn more about along the way. Going back to our first big action scene, it almost felt reminiscent of something like Avatar: The Last Airbender, as she's basically controlling all of the elements, fighting off these creatures. And the way that that scene starts out and then ends up so calm and collected, people kind of dancing in the streets, celebrating, and then, oh my God, what was that? Big creature just kind of bursts in, stabs someone straight in the back, and this show does not let up on violence or intensity. We get all of those things in these first 3 episodes. We also get a little bit of exposition. Exposition that is necessary, but at the same time, it can come across as, okay, they're trying to tell us a bit too much instead of just allowing us to soak in this journey as characters do things and have interactions. The relationship between the 4 is interesting. I would say the core 2 are that of Madeline Madden and Joshua Stradowski's characters, the ones that we kind of start out with building this relationship, and that has to be torn down because what she believes she has to do, joining this organization of women, and by doing that, she puts aside the idea of ever having a husband or having a child. Well, then all of that kind of gets thrown to the side when they begin this quest, but even then, there's still that division between them, and they have a hard time talking to each other. Eventually, I'm just like, okay, can we get past this? Get past the drama that has to be a part of all these shows, but you do buy the relationship between the two, and they do have chemistry at the beginning. That was fascinating. I thought all 4 characters were interesting. Again, we're only 3 episodes in, so we haven't really had time to flesh out all of them. I believe there's a little bit lacking within some, and it feels like every time we start to get that character development, there's something else that happens. There's another villainous creature after them, or set of creatures. I mean, at one point, they're just trying to go to sleep, and they get awoken by Lord Voldemort with no eyes screeching. Ugh. I'm never doing that again. And you have all the essential things you need for a fantastical quest here, right? You have the wizard, the ordinary people that are now a part of this more grand thing, the perilous journey, the prophecy. It's even reminiscent of in Lord of the Rings when Gandalf shows up to take Frodo on his journey. Same thing with Moraine's character. Rosamund Pike just kind of comes in and says, all right, don't know which one's the chosen one, so hey, all 4 of you, come with me. But this journey, it's not easy, right? They're forced to make sacrifices along the way as everyone's kind of learning more and more about what this brilliant but ruthless group of individuals are capable of, how she kind of comes in, doesn't really give them a choice, and because of that, there's a lot of banter and bickering along the way. The team gets split up on occasion because of what they run into, whether it be a giant city shrouded in darkness or a group of people that are not to be trusted because of one particular scene at the beginning of episode 2, and I'm like, okay, what is this about? That's cannibalism? And the episodes, they end in a cliffhanger like a good fantasy series does, but I have my fair share of questions like what exactly this Wheel of Time, yes, it's the name of the show, but also there's a deeper discussion to be had, and I'd like to know more behind why women control the magic of the world, and just that opening scene at the beginning, why it is capable of turning men into monsters, and how the Chosen One is going to be able to control what they're destined to be burdened with, essentially, how we're going to narrow down our choices. I just have so many questions at this point after 3 episodes, and you know, because of that, it's hard to kind of put my finger on where I fall on this show. I know I'm enjoying it, but I know that these questions have to be answered for me to get everything I need out of Wheel of Time, at least a lot of them in the first season, but I will say, I'm at least intrigued with Wheel of Time, and I'm locked into the world that they have created here. Again, we jump in fairly quickly in episode 1, and we're given all of these characters and all of these different storylines, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, is this like Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones? We get this story, this story, this story. Yeah, it actually kind of is, because all of the miniature subplots that we're getting in episode 1, they come together at the end, and thus we have our group destined to go on this quest together, and that's when we begin to narrow down and find out who the Chosen One truly is. I think that's the riveting thing that's going to keep me going with this series, is trying my best to put my finger on which one. Now, we have an idea after 3 episodes. We kind of know who Moraine's favorite is, but we're 3 episodes into a series that could go on for a long time. So I need you guys down below. How did you feel about the first 3 episodes? Hey, I'm enjoying the show. I'm definitely going to keep watching. If you'd like me to do episode-by-episode reviews, drop your thumbs up. That shows support on this video, and leave your comments down below. There are a fair share of lingering questions that will frustrate fans, but keep them engaged in the episodes to come. The world is vast, and this series is on its way to become one that everyone is talking about. Only 3 episodes in, a bit too early to give a score, but it's definitely positive right now. I'm very intrigued to see where it goes throughout the next few episodes and how it wraps up, but man, oh man, they've done such a good job of establishing that lore. And if you guys are fans of the source material, again, I am just not all that familiar, so I'm experiencing this for the first time, which is cool, which is why I love these streaming services that are doing things like this, bringing all of these worlds and characters to life. I would love to know your thoughts and comments down below. Are you enjoying the Wheel of Time as much as I am? And do you believe this series is on the right track? All right, guys, stay tuned. Lots of reviews coming today. Ghostbusters and King Richard. See you soon.